Everybody, Roine Stolt here from all the way from Sweden. Dennis Young here, Primitive Substance Show, only the best in musicians, and here's one of the greats here in Sweden and the world. Ronnie, thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
So maybe we could start off by asking you, how did you get interested in playing guitar, and what drew you to the instrument?
Oh my goodness. I think actually just by chance, because my father, bless him, was given an acoustic guitar.
Oh, okay.
When my father, my mother married, my mother gave my father a guitar because
Okay.
my mother learned to play the piano, so she played beautiful piano. But she was probably thinking, okay, if I give him a guitar, we can play together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he never learned to play the guitar. He was
Oh,
more of a
okay.
sports guy, so he was more into sports and stuff like that. But he had some friends that were into working in theater and stuff like that. So a little bit, I saw a little bit of that when I was a kid. But the guitar was actually hanging on the wall. And then I think, you know, we're not talking probably like 1966, 67.
Okay.
And I bought my first records. We got a
Right.
record player, and I got interested in certain bands. I mean, from the beginning, just the Beatles, like everybody,
Everybody was. Yeah.
all the Beatles. But Beatles got more involved in the albums like Rubber Soul, and then Revolver, Sergeant Pepper, and stuff, and Magical Mystery Tour. That they were
Yeah.
going places, with the
Right.
music. So and that got me into whatever Jimi Hendrix and Vanilla Fudge and those type of more progressive bands, or like blues, sometimes blues, Fleetwood Mac, another blues band. So anyway, and I was lucky because I was just trying a few chords and trying to play along some very simple things,
Yeah.
to the records, whatever that was at the time. And then I was lucky because I had a new friend at school, that played guitar and playing more like classical guitar, but he
Mm.
was interested in rock and blues. So we came together and played records, played Vanilla Fudge and
Mm.
covered Frank Zappa and the
Yeah.
Mothers,
Oh, right.
stuff like that,
That's nice.
Yeah, a little bit more far out there, in Miles Davis, whatever. So anyway, so we got into um, listening to lots of more experimental or fusion rock or fusion pop, so to
Okay.
speak. And anyway, I just got more involved in music and listening more and more, buying more records. And my friend showed me some chords, and try to, you know, um, describe how you play guitar and how you figure out what chords you're
Yeah.
supposed to.
Now, did you read music at all, or this just self?
No, not at all. But my mother
Mm.
could see that I took interest in the guitar, so she said,
Mm.
"Well, you should probably go to music school." And I shrugged it off.
Yeah.
I, I I started actually playing with my friends, in a band, and we were playing, I think, probably like Jimi Hendrix tunes or some Jeff Beck tune or even the King Crimson tune, I think. And then my mother said again, well, you should actually go and learn to play the guitar proper, just like
Mm.
your friend. He was
Right.
playing beautiful classical music. And I said, well, okay, I'll give it a try. And I did.
Mm.
But my reading wasn't really. I will let's put it this way. My ear was more trained than the speed of reading wasn't that good.
Mm.
So I sort of gave up on that because if my guitar teacher played something to me, I could play it
Right. Right.
just by hearing it. So I was thinking, why would I waste time, sitting and learning? And some of the songs were kind of boring. I said probably the typical uh, for a beginner, what a guitar player does when he's supposed to carry on and then play
Right.
classic.
Right.
Govia or something like that, but well, I took more and more interest in rock and blues and electric guitars, and even I think I even built or I did actually build electric guitar
Mm,
at school, and then I realized my friend who did show me the guitar playing, how to do it.
yeah,
He was sort of a little bit ahead of me, and in playing terms. So he said, "Well, you can play the bass guitar because you have a good ear. You can play the bass." And
right.
so I started playing bass. So for the first, I mean, being in bands, I for the first probably, oh, let me see, 3-4 years, I played bass. So
Oh,
I am
okay.
I am a bass player, and actually
Yes,
I've
I
been
know, a very good one.
yeah, I played bass with Steve Hackett. So
Yeah, I know. We were going to talk
actually
about
paid
that.
off. Yeah,
Ah, that's something. Now,
yeah.
who was this band, Kappa? Is that your first really successful band you were in?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I was just lucky. I was playing with my friends, and we were playing some places here in town in Uppsala, close to Stockholm, and it's university town. And I was playing with bands, and we were putting together bands, and developing. We had one band that was called Orexis, and we
Mm.
were playing sort of. We were very influenced by the Allman Brothers, so we were like twin lead guitar
Oh, okay.
with keyboard and a little bit jazzy and
Yeah.
but blues and stuff like that. So we did that, and then I just bumped into a guy at a music place, and he told me he was a nice guy, and he told me that because I knew he was playing the drums, and he said I just joined a band, and we're
Mm.
playing something that's called symphonic rock or
Oh,
prog.
right. Yeah.
And I said, well, that's exactly what I want to play. And then he
Perfect.
but just by chance, well, why don't you join us? Because we're actually looking for a guitar player.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
that was just
something.
like,
The right place at the
what
right
are, what
time.
are the chances? I'm here and you are here. And
That
they're
is
looking for a
great.
guitar player. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you have that's such a symphonic sound, that band. Your keyboard player Hans is just incredible. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
some really beautiful sounds. Even the
Oh,
later records, I don't think you're on those, right? The
the last,
2000s,
the
are you on
last,
those?
yeah, I think I'm not. Maybe the last four. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But so that really got you going. And then you had your own band, right? Fantasia?
Yeah, when I left Kaipa in 1979, I started my own band, which was kind of a short-lived band because it's the whole thing with sort of the progressive music in Sweden suddenly sort of, I don't know, it
Dissipated?
yeah, into
Yeah.
some more. You were supposed to have a funny hairdo and
Yeah.
a pink suit or something, and people were playing synth drums and synthesizers. Guitars wasn't that popular anymore, and
Mm,
well, 3-4 chords was enough, So
yeah.
whatever King Crimson or Yes did with Awaken or Topographic, that was
Gone, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or Grateful Dead or stuff like that. No, no, no. It's about pop and getting a hit single that could be played on the radio. So that was, I mean, to be honest, that was probably sort of a trying time for me,
I imagine, with everything punk out there now, and you're right, the three chords and people
Yeah,
want to hear that just that bashing three chord music,
but I
synth
mean,
pop bands too.
I can do it. I mean, the blues is usually sometimes three chords, sometimes more, but I can do that, and it's not like I'm against pop music because I like some pop music. Really good. I mean, the Beatles. Come
Right,
on,
of course.
you know, great pop music and some good David Bowie songs and stuff like that. I mean, during the era, there was actually some really good bands, I think, that emerged. U2, I love U2. They're
Mm,
they're kind of a simple band, but I mean, they were very powerful and very yeah, I mean, a very powerful group, I think, in terms of the music and the style and the lyrics and everything, the whole output.
yeah.
So I like
Now,
that. But I was missing the whatever Frank
the
Zappa did or Yes or King Crimson now, because that in the writing I wanted to do that.
mm. Well, I guess you
Yeah.
just had to wait till it was back maybe in the interest again, and there was just this little
Yeah,
dull phase where you're right, they were the
it was actually
three-chord
long.
bands. It
A
was,
long
right?
phase. I think it
Wow,
was 10 years at
that
least,
is pretty long. So
Yeah.
what got you into starting your own label, and then you have a Foxtrot Music?
And
How did you get into that? That's a great idea.
well, yeah, it's a great. I realize that now, and I would say I give credit to my mother because I was writing, and I had already written the first album, The Flower King. That's the one that's called
Oh,
The
you
Flower.
did? Okay.
I had written that one, and I was I think I was shopping it to record labels, and no one said no. We can't find a hit single here,
Mm,
and of course they can't find a hit single, but that's not the point because there's people out there that like this, still like this kind of music.
yes, I
So
agree.
I was trying to sell them, that idea, that you can still maybe not get high on the charts or stuff, something like that, but you can still make some money from that,
Mm,
and I can make some money, you make some money. Um, but no one was actually interested, and then I think it was. Um, I think my mother heard it and liked it, and she said, "Well, that's beautiful music, and you have a unique style, you
mm,
shouldn't, asking them for, please, 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 can you release my music? You can do it
yeah,
yourself." And in
yes.
and in Sweden, there is some kind of a fund you can go, and you can get money. You can, you
Okay.
write a little,
That's great.
description. You got done, you send in the music. And lo and behold, I got the money.
That is great.
Yeah.
Wow. That
I
is
was thinking, oh,
something.
maybe there is a God after all. He was
That's
looking at
funny.
me, you
He
know?
was.
Yeah, I mean, and I got the money and I released the first album. And I have to say, I was really surprised because I had a friend here in town and he had some connections with some people abroad, and smaller
Yeah.
record shops and stuff like that. So I started sending out stuff, and they were just buying, and they were buying and buying and buying.
Mm,
And suddenly I sold whatever 10,000 copies, and I was thinking, if I sell 500, I'm happy.
yeah.
Here I am. And then I made another album, back in the World of Adventures and Retropolis, and we were selling even more. And then we got to a point, I think, with a couple of albums in, probably around when we signed with Inside Out. Uh, I
Right.
had I had to do it because I couldn't handle the sending out of albums, and even
Yeah,
to
that
have
gets you
ever
it takes more
600
time. Yeah.
600 CDs that's got to be sent to Holland and 300 to USA, 150 to Canada, and I was just spending my time in the office
Mm.
doing office work.
So how did you start Flower Kings? I mean, and did you come up with the name? Or
I did, and I don't know why, but I tell you, in Sweden we had a very famous. This is the 1700s.
oh, okay.
Um, so the time when men had a wig, the
Wig,
white,
yeah.
just like they had probably in America.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean they had sent out a guy that actually lived here, not far from, well, probably half an hour from here, in
Mm.
in Uppsala. Uh, that's called Carl von Linné, and he was the guy that went to places around the world, in South America in particular, finding flowers and giving Latin names to the flowers.
Oh, well,
The catalog. You can check it up on the
I got to
internet.
look that up.
Carl von Linné. Carl von Linné.
I mean,
So
that's
he
a
was
catchy
kind of
name.
a upper class guy, but he was interested in flowers and he was interested in, knowing more and knowing, finding out. Just like you're finding out animals, you can find out all the flowers, and all
Mm.
the stuff you can eat, the stuff you can't eat, you know, wherever the flowers are, and how they travel in different continents, etc.
I notice you guys do like these great long songs. I mean, they evolve. And I love Stardust We Are. I mean, I feel the band was really clicking at that point. I mean,
Yeah.
you're still great, but any thoughts on that record? Did you feel like the band was really in sync at that point? Really in
I,
sync?
I think it may have been the sort of the whatever we were on a wave at the point, because I've did the first Flower King album, and then was surprised it sold actually.
Right.
And then back in the world of adventures, and then we got invited to play different festivals in America, in
Mm,
Japan, blah blah blah. So we just everything just developed nicely, and we could see there was an audience around the world, not only in Sweden but in
yeah, you guys are world
probably
renowned.
places. So,
Yeah,
so getting invited to South America or Japan or America or later to Russia, that was just like a revelation that people listen to this kind of music other places
they
too.
do.
Yeah, so I think at the point we were doing Stardust, it was just I don't know. Well, it's just inspiration because I had songs, I had so much music that was sort of just lying around since
Mm,
the 10 years I was talking about, where everyone was looking for a hit song that's three
right.
minutes. You had a funny hairdo or whatever, the right, the
Yeah,
right, also the right look, and the
yeah,
right age maybe also. Um, so I had so many song ideas, but I was thinking these are great song ideas. So I think actually what went on to be Stardust we are is a collection of new writings and also some older ideas I had that was more sort of maybe commercial, but if you put them in a context of whatever, a nice opening, piano opening or
yeah,
mellotron or something, and then you just develop and you put in a little solo, and you just put in extra bits and pieces. It's in this type of music, it's like you have a theme, and then you do, just like in classical music,
yeah.
you do variations on the theme. So that's what I did with these songs, and then suddenly we had lots of songs. So that was the first double album we did.
Yeah, right. Wow. And
But
then
we
go
had
ahead.
all those songs,
Oh, you
and
had them. So do
yeah.
you record in the studio quick, or do you actually do you take your time and then do you rehearse it
Uh,
beforehand and go in for a
No,
short
not
period?
not rehearsed. At that time, I would say it was mostly me, writing the music, and I have to
Mm.
say, the first few albums to some songs together with Thomas Bodin, who was the keyboard player at the
Oh,
time.
really?
Yeah,
He's-
so we had a good relationship. So things like he contributed to stuff like Stardust We Are and some other songs on that album. And he even wrote some songs for himself,
mm,
put on the album, the first few albums. And so we had a good relationship there. But apart from that, it was more like Hasse Fröberg, the singer. He just came in to sing the songs, and then of
okay.
course touring. So he was in there, but he had a daytime job. And Michael also had a daytime job and coming in and playing bass, but it was mostly me and Thomas Bodin that was
Writing
uh,
most of the
well,
material and
writing and developing the music.
right.
So yeah, so it was, but it was a very creative time, and you can imagine when you can see that there's so much interest, and they send home magazines to you, from wherever
Yeah,
around the world, and say, oh, here's an article about us, or it seems to work. People
it
like it.
did. I mean, it was interesting because you guys were really good. I mean, there's
Oh,
no two ways about it. If you weren't really good, people, especially in the prog world, they know their music.
yeah, but I mean, even to the point where you realize that people that you've been looking up to. So you hear some good words from Rick Wakeman talking about us, John Anderson talking about us, Carl Palmer talking about us, John Wetton. So these
Man,
people talk about your band. You're onto something.
you are, you are.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about John Anderson in a minute, but I want
yeah,
to bring up this supergroup first, Transatlantic. I
yeah,
mean, that is a fantastic group. It's got a little bit of heavy metal in it, but then it's got all this intricate sounds. I mean, talk
yeah.
about that a little bit. How that happened?
Oh my goodness. I think I got to the first time we went to America, we played something that was called Progfest that was arranged in Los Angeles. So that was my first time ever in America. I haven't been there as a tourist either. So
Okay.
my first time in America, I just went there. We played a show. We played actually two shows in Canada, two full houses in Canada. We couldn't understand what was happening there because people were
Hmm.
just clapping, clapping, clapping for 10 minutes before we can even start.
Oh, that is
We
something.
couldn't understand how this happened. And then we went to Los Angeles and we played Progfest, and I think Spock's Beard was on there. John Wetton for sure was on there. But that's the first time I met Neil.
Oh, he's an incredible player.
Yes, I just bumped into this guy. I was just fiddling around with my guitar amp, about to start our show, and there was just this guy with long black hair coming up behind my amp, start singing, "There is more to this world," and
Yeah.
just singing one. I was, what's that crazy guy?
Yeah.
I was, hey man, oh, I love the Flower Kings. I heard your songs. I'm listening in the car, blah blah blah. Etc. And from that point, we sort of exchanged emails and stuff, and I helped him with some addresses for gigs in Europe and stuff like that. So we were in contact.
Mm.
And then we had another friend that was a friend also of Mike Portman, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a fantastic drummer.
and Mike just sent me an email one day and saying, "Oh, how do you feel about joining a recording we're doing here with a band, like sort of a new started prog
Yeah.
band?" And I said, "Yeah, sure.
Ah,
Let's
why
go."
not? Yeah.
What's the music? Well, he said, "Well, you're writing the music and Neil is writing the music, and we just meet
Mm.
in New York and we'll see what happens."
That is great. Yeah. Now you guys did what? 3 records, right? You did the
Four.
first record, 4. Okay.
Four.
Wow.
Is it five? Even five.
Oh,
Uh,
5. Okay.
Now let me see. The first one, then Bridge, and then
Oh,
actually it's a break, I think. But then
you guys
uh,
had a break, right? Did you do Simpty? What is it? 5? Is that the record?
SMT was number one.
Okay.
Uh, um,
You did
uh,
Whirlwind, Kaleidoscope. I know
Whirlwind, yeah,
those.
Whirlwind, Kaleidoscope, and then the last one. So we did
Okay.
five studio
Wow.
albums. Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Is there any plans for more transatlantic music?
I'm not sure about that really. It's
Yeah.
actually we did the last tour. I told them that I felt it was because we're really living in different continents,
Yeah.
and every time we get together is it's a lot of planning. And when we could go out and tour and play a long tour,
Right.
after an album, we usually just go out and play 5 shows. So I felt it was kind of on and off all the time, and I said, well, for me it felt like we were done. And I mean the last album is great, I think,
Mm.
and the last tour we did, and actually the very last show we did in Paris at the Olympia, that is now also on that you can buy on
Oh,
whatever
okay.
CD and DVD or Blu-ray, I say.
I have to check that out because I really liked you guys. It was
Oh,
powerful group.
that one. Check out the Paris
Okay.
show, the very last one. I can't remember the name of it now, but I should know.
Well,
I don't know.
you
But
had
anyway, that was a great ending to the band, I think, and I think as it is now. And now Mike is back in Dream Theater. I think everything is in its right place as it
mm.
should.
So I want to talk to you about John Anderson. I mean, I didn't really know this. You played, you had a record with him, and how did you meet John? That's really
Oh,
fascinating.
how did I meet John? Well, let me see.
Was it that?
Here's the album, right? You seen it?
Oh, there it is. Yep. Beautiful cover.
It is. How did I meet John? Well, first time I met John, that was a long time ago. I don't think he remembered that. That was a concert here in Sweden. I think a friend of mine were invited by Bill Bruford to the show, and just briefly met John. But anyway, and then I think it was actually the record label some 10 years ago that said, hey, Roine, you are the right guy to make an album with John Anderson. You should do that, you know. And I said, well, I don't know if that's easy to just
Yeah.
an album, you know, with John. I don't know, John. And so they sort of connected us, and I think at the time we also had played. I don't know if it was before that or after. I think we had played the show on one of those cruises.
Oh, what, Cruise to the Edge? One of
Yeah,
those?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We played one show there, and we were someone had an idea that we should play a set with John Anderson, and this is after he had some problem with his voice. You know,
Right.
he had some
Oh, I remember that.
yeah, something for 10, 12, 13 years ago. You know.
Mm,
But anyway, so his voice wasn't that strong, but you know, he wanted to sing, and we were supposed to play whatever half an hour of yes music with John, you know,
right.
backing. It turned out to be probably more like an hour.
Oh, wow.
And he was just throwing in songs. Oh, we could do long distance
Yeah.
runner, we can do Starship Trooper, I think. So I had to learn that, you know, and it's not that easy, I have to say.
No, that's a
You how
difficult song.
licks are not the regular stuff, you know. So
No.
yeah, and it's all time signature. And then he just threw in you know, I don't know. We just came an email saying, how do you guys feel about doing side one of Topographic Oceans?
Wow.
Yeah, and I
That's
think the
good.
rest of the band haven't heard the song, you know.
Oh, man.
Now, but I had heard the song. It was one of my favorite albums when I was a
Oh, I
teen.
love that record. Yeah, I listened to it
Yeah.
on and over and
It's-
over.
It takes time, but once you get into it, and I didn't have much money at the time, you know, when I was a teenager. So I had a record I already loved, yes, from Close to the Edge and Fragile. So I just listened to Topographic so many times, you know. So
Mm.
that's engraved in my system. I said, well, I can play Topographic Oceans. The first song, yeah, sure, go ahead. So
It must have been surreal, right? You're listening
was
to Yes, and then now you're playing with John Anderson.
yeah, it was a bit surreal, you know. You have to practice. I took it seriously, so and I mean to learn the song, and I mean that's learning the other songs like Long Distance Run Around. That's easier, but Topographic is really is out there. I mean,
Difficult, yeah.
time signatures is probably the problem, I think.
Well, you're
And
good at
I
that. You do a lot with different time signatures.
oh, we do,
You
we
do a
do.
lot of that.
Yeah, but I mean, just understanding someone else's music.
Right. I agree.
Genesis is a little bit easier, I think, you know, because when I played with Hackett, it was easier to, but Topographic Oceans, when you get into Topographic Oceans, a relayer, that's really complicated
Oh, I
music.
know. Gates of Delirium.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen the Band of Geeks? Have you?
oh, that's
Are they
really-
something or what?
they're great. They're great.
They're like astonishing how they make it look so easy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they are
And-
great.
And with the energy, the right energy,
Yes.
you know, so it works. But anyway, so
So,
that's how that came about, you know, and we didn't have any rehearsal. We just rehearsed on the boat about 3 hours, I think.
Mm.
And I think even John said, well, maybe should we skip the song from Topographic? And I said, no, don't. Let's rehearse it, you know. I've
Yeah.
practiced. We gotta play it now, you know. But it went fine, actually. It didn't sound bad at all. I think it
Mm.
sounded
I like
Yeah.
the record. I mean, it really has a lot of
Oh.
energy. Your record is great.
yeah.
It really has. It really is good. Even John with vocal problems, he still was able to sing great
Oh.
and sound like John Anderson. You know, nobody sounds like him.
Totally. He's so professional. I mean, I work with so many people in the music business, different, I mean, left, right, you know,
Mm.
younger people, older
Yeah.
people, metal people,
Mm.
more classical people. But I have to say, he's one of the most professional people I've been working with, you know. So it's very easy. People ask you, oh, is it difficult to work with John?
Mm.
No. Why would it be? Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's no, it's very clear. Everything is very clear.
That's
You know,
great.
like that when someone is very clear about their intentions and they are not afraid to sing one more time, or they feel when they need to sing one more time, or they have ideas about arrangement or the dynamics of or production, or
Right.
whatever, more drums or less drums or whatever.
He
So
goes in the studio and knows what he wants, and
yeah,
then to get it perfection, and or
yeah,
at least close to that anyway.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So
then another giant in Prague, Steve Hackett. How did
yeah.
that come about? I see you played the Voyage of the Acolyte songs, and was it that particular tour you were doing those?
Oh yeah, I was invited to do that. As you probably know, I mean, Steve has had many bass players over the years. Some people have been more like Roger King now, been there for a very long time, maybe even 20 years. Rob Townsend also, but bass players have been different bass players. I've seen him with different bass players before I joined the band.
Okay.
And uh, and Nick Beggs played, but Nick Beggs play now with Stephen Wilson, etc. So, but anyway, and I got to know Steve because we bumped into each other at concerts around the world, different places, and
Right.
had a little talk now and then, and he's a very nice guy. Him and his wife, we get along very well with them, and then we invited him to join Transatlantic for a few
Oh,
occasions,
okay.
I
Hmm.
think, 2 times, and yeah, so a little bit like that. And he asked me also to join him at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Oh,
yeah,
you played that. That must have been
yeah,
exciting.
yeah, it was, it was.
Wow, that's a place.
Yeah, that's the place. That's the
Yeah,
place. Legendary place.
it
And
is.
yeah, and also at some other point play on his album, play something. I can't even remember now, but I think I played, yeah, I played. Did I play bass or did I play guitar? I can't remember now. I probably played
What
guitar.
was it, a tour you had also? A pretty long
Oh, I mean,
tour?
the tour was running from um this must have been 2015, I think, into so about a year.
Okay.
15 to 16. I mean, autumn 15 to or summer 15 to summer 16. I
Hmm.
was with the band. But then it was always every time I was sort of ending a tour, it was like I was thinking, okay, and now I go home and I start working with the Flower Kings album, etc. And there
Yeah,
was someone coming and say, "Oh, by the way, here's the next tour," and there was just like a line of dates, and I
yeah,
was panicking, and I have to. Oh, I don't know how to say this, but hey, guys, Steve, actually, I'm not sure. No one told me how long I'd be with the band. I thought it was just like for a couple of months, and
yeah.
I've been with the band for a year, and I
Wow.
love the music and love playing with you, but I have my own music and my own business and everything. I can't leave that for years.
Yeah. He loves these long tours. I'm going to see him in October in New Jersey. He's got
Yeah,
another US tour coming
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So, and
Uh,
I was able to talk to Rob Townsend. What a great guy.
he's so funny.
Uh,
He's so funny.
he's a
Yeah,
funny character. He'd love him.
yeah,
And so I'll be going to that. So
yeah,
speaking of love, let's talk about the new Flower Kings record,
yeah,
Love. Yeah, that's what I want to hear about.
yeah.
So talk about that a little bit, how that came about.
Oh, well, that probably came about just, well, roughly, I would say, the same way as any Flower Kings album. And I mean, to be honest, just before today, just before we talked, I've been working on new music again, and that's
Mm,
probably for an album that's coming next year. So that's sort of the perpetual. That's
that's
the way I
great.
live my
Right.
life. I write new music, so I sort of juggle that between that, and I also last week worked with something also new material with John Anderson, and
Oh,
I
okay.
also another album with well the um another guy from
That,
the drummer from Jethro Tull, Don Perry. So that's another production.
mm,
So yeah, so I'll sort of juggle different production. Plus, I've also in the process of, or almost done with the mixing of a new Flower Kings live album that was
Oh,
recorded.
that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah. So I mean, as you can see, there's lots of stuff, but
Was Love done during the COVID period? Did you write a lot of those songs for that record?
no, not really. That was probably after.
Okay.
Yeah. So I took a couple of months off and tried to write more, concentrated, and some of the other guys also, of course, helping writing. But well, it's something I do.
Yeah.
It's my daily routine. I have my piano and my guitars and stuff, and just play around. So what I did today is I was writing on a new piece that's sort of kind of a bigger symphonic, maybe a little bit back to the older style of, I mean, the early Flower Kings. Like, because I mean, lately we've done albums with slightly shorter songs, and
I noticed that. Right.
nothing wrong with shorter songs. That to me doesn't matter, but we were talking about it a while back, in the band, and said, well, maybe we should try to write something more like a bigger piece of music, with more themes and going in and out, just like we did in the beginning. Songs like Stars We Are, for instance, or Garden of Dreams, something like that.
Are they going to be long? Is this going to be long songs that you're going to start doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
noted for that. The band's noted for these great long pieces and things really intricate. And your
Yeah.
fans love it. You got a big fan base.
I know. But I think it's so funny because it's almost like an inside joke within the band, because we're talking about the fans, how much they love the long songs,
Yep.
and we sort of bragging that, well, we wrote the longest song, and that's a Garden of Dreams, that is
Yeah.
like a full CD of
Yeah,
one song.
it's amazing.
It's a great
It's
song.
really, and it is a great.
It's not great because it's long. It's great because of the content of.
Exactly.
But I mean, so we were talking about it, and we said, well, maybe we should try to write something more like a long form style again. That could be more different styles and themes, coming in, because there's so much influence. We're not just a rock band. I mean, a band consisting of musicians that span from heavy metal to classical music.
Right.
I mean, for instance,
Yeah,
Lalle.
like who's in the band now? I mean, maybe you could tell us who.
Right. Yeah.
We got to hear that because I know
All
it's
right,
different
yeah.
members.
In the band right now, and hopefully for some time now. Myself, of course, and my brother Michael on the bass guitar, Mirko De Maio, our Italian drummer, and Hasse Fröberg, our other singer, guitar player, and did I mention Lalle Larsson, the keyboard player? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, that's an all-star lineup there.
It is.
It's a great band.
Yeah, I mean they're amazing, and I mean not only amazing in the terms of being great musicians, but amazing in the terms of being people you can actually tour with and enjoy and have a great
See,
dinner
that's the
with,
key. Yeah.
and crack some jokes and be sure that they get up on stage and deliver, and being sober enough.
Yeah, that's true.
All that, and there's not a lot of drugging and drinking going on, and so we're in a good place in terms of that, but also because we have all those influences, the way that we spend so much. I mean, in for myself, I listen to all different kinds of, I mean, folk music, classical music, jazz, rock, a little bit of metal, not every kind of metal, because I'm more like leaning more towards the classic, like Led Zeppelin or Deep Purple, that kind of, that's more. So and then we have people like Lalle that's interestingly enough into metal, and probably more like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and that kind of thing that I'm not crazy about, but he's into that. But then he's into avant-garde jazz and classical, more advanced classical music. And then you have Michael who likes pop and prog,
Ooh.
and then you have Hasse who's into metal also, but also likes pop, so he can listen to whatever Thin Lizzy and he listen to Elvis Costello, at the same
Mm.
time, or Genesis or Yes or something like that. And Mirko's also very much have big ears and listen to different styles of music and play different styles of music. So in that sense, I think we're in a good place and we're very open-minded, and I'm hoping that we can make an album that is a little bit sort of stepping outside the regular
That would be
form.
nice. Yeah, that would be nice if you do that. I mean, prog's ready for something like outside of the box that you could do.
Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes if you're writing and then you find something that you're writing and come up with, and then you think, you skip it because that sounds a little bit too melodic, or that sounds a little bit too, I don't know. Uh, it's just like, in some strange way, I think that you have an idea that progressive rock must be within a certain frame,
Yes.
given
Right.
by the giants like Yes or King Crimson or Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So everything that sounds like that is okay, but if it sounds outside that. But now the things I'm working with now sounds, maybe, let's say I have a song that's 30 minutes that has elements that sounds like maybe Old Flower Kings or
Mm.
Focus or something like that for 3 minutes. But then the rest of the song is something that sounds like, I would say, Leonard Bernstein or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, you guys are able to change like the sound and styles really quick. It's
Stepping into
very
West
fast.
Side Story or something
Yeah.
like that, or some. I have a little piece of music that sounds like, oh my goodness, I should know. Uh, I can't remember now. I'm
Now,
thinking of piece of
who
music now.
who writes all the lyrics? Do you write the lyrics for the band, or is
I
it
would say I'd write maybe, well, Michael is writing a little bit and Hasse is sometimes writing a bit, but I'm probably the main writer of lyrics in the band.
okay?
Yeah.
Now, what
Mm.
come do the lyrics come after the music? After you created the music, or
Uh,
how does that work with your composing?
nine times out of 10, the music comes first.
Okay.
Like, music dictates, because there's just in a certain, I'm playing, usually sitting here with the piano, I have a piano keyboard and playing, and then you sing along a little bit, and then, or you record something and then you listen back to it and you sing along and have a melody, and I'll just let the words come as they come, and to me.
Right.
It could be any inspiration from whatever the situation as it is, the world today, with everything you get from the news,
That's
or
true.
yeah, or it could be something I've been thinking of, or it could be some TV series or show I've seen last night, or some historical event,
Mm.
could be anything that interesting to me,
Mm.
because that's got to be the starting point. I can't
Right.
really
I agree.
calculate what other people would like, or something that sounds cool or smart or fits the music. I don't
Mm.
care.
Yeah. Are you going to do any tours in the future with this new record and the band?
Most likely.
Okay.
think. I mean, that's the regular routine, you do it,
Mm.
you record. I think now we have a little bit. We're coming actually to America to play, not in America, but on the cruise, the next
Oh,
cruise.
you are? Okay.
Yeah, so we're playing that. And we're doing a show in Canada, in Quebec City, and then we're doing a few shows in Europe, and then we're probably tagging on to that, uh, because the funny thing is that our keyboard player now joined Steve Hackett also.
Oh, we did. Okay.
He
Oh,
got
that's something.
he got an offer because the regular keyboard player from Steve's band, Roger King, he actually is retiring after many, many years.
Wow. So he's not going to be doing the tour, US tour, Roger,
Uh,
or is it?
Roger is not doing the he's doing this year, but
Okay.
starting next year, Lally is playing with Steve. But I mean, it's not all the year. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to fit in. We need to look at what Steve Hackett is when he's
Yeah.
touring, so we can put the Flower Kings tour or the shows
Oh, that's
when.
great. So people
Yeah.
will get to see you in Europe and at these certain locations. Are these
Oh,
festivals you're doing or just your
uh,
own gigs?
some of them festivals, I think, but most of it would probably be our own gigs. We did a tour this year, a couple of months ago, together with Neil Morse.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, Neil Morse and the Resonance, this band of young guys that he released an album. Oh, I can't remember now what's the name.
Okay.
No Heel for a Climber, I think, is the name of the album. No Heel for
Hmm.
a Climber. So we did a tour together with that. That was great fun.
I
Great.
imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, And what do you think of the new music now, progressive music, like they quote unquote progressive rock? Have you seen it go towards the metal side of things more?
I do, and I don't want to sound negative or too like I'm disappointed or anything, but it's more like just an observation. I see it very metal, and I see it. I think I regret to see the lack of dynamics, the
Hmm, that's true.
lack of harmony and beautiful melodies.
I
Because
agree. I was going to
all
tell you that. Yep. I agree
all the
with that.
great bands that I think, I
It's
mean,
missing.
yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, even King Crimson. Look at all the beautiful melodies on the early King
Genesis. I mean, those
Crimson.
early Genesis records. Jeez.
Oh yeah, and I think all those bands, even
Yeah.
Gentle that
Oh,
great
yeah.
Focus. Come on, those melodies are just beautiful.
Yeah.
So all these bands had great sense of harmony. I mean, the
Mm,
nicing in some of those Focus songs is just like he's a master.
mm.
Taste the keyboard player, and Tony Banks
Oh, of
also,
course.
and I mean, yes, music and even
Yeah.
Keith and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, fantastic,
But I think
fantastic.
these bands just want to throw it down your throat, and nothing, and don't come down with melodies or maybe some nice keyboard parts. I don't know. That's what I've
Now,
heard.
and also the way the music is orchestrated, it's just like usually very distorted, in your face
Mm,
guitars, just to sort of they're sort of intrusive in a way,
yeah,
and it's like leave a little space,
right.
listen to some other music, some acoustic music, listen to some jazz, see what you can do with your instrument, see how you can play dynamically on the guitar or on drums, all the great drummers
Yes.
that can play dynamic.
Soft, yeah. Soft and then well, that's the mark of a great musician. If you could play soft, you could play
Listen to Bill
hard.
Bruford or Bill Bruford
Oh,
or
Bill.
Phil Collins
Uh,
or even Stuart Copeland, these
Yes,
these drummers,
I
they could
agree.
they could play soft, and now everything is super compressed in your face,
Yep.
overdubbed to pieces and auto tuned and everything. So that means that many bands sound so. I mean, they're just standing still in a way, and it's
Yeah.
just like a big punch in the face. And
Yeah.
after a couple of minutes, at least you know, that's me. I look for something else.
I really like Big Big Train. Do you listen to them?
Oh, that's good. They're good.
Yes.
I
They have
like them.
dynamics, they
Oh,
bring
totally.
it down. Beautiful
Oh,
sounds.
totally, totally. I mean, there are bands. It's not like I say every band. I just say there are maybe too many bands that are sort of in the focus that are not giving me the sort of the kick I get from the older bands.
Yes, I agree. Well, that's why we need your band to stay around and keep writing songs. We need you. We need you,
Yeah,
Ronnie,
yeah.
to keep doing it because
Well,
you're
okay.
prolific. You just keep pumping out songs. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And now, so you have that plan coming up, and then anything else you want to talk about that you have coming up?
Not really, nothing
Okay,
that really I can talk about because, as I said, I'm working with different projects all the time, but they could be spinning around. I mean, like
right.
the thing with John Anderson, we've been working for 8 years or something like
Hmm.
8 years, maybe
You have to
maybe
just make the time, right, to make it
yeah.
happen.
He's been in different bands and in and out,
Yeah,
and he's also with Rick and Trevor, and then he was with what's the other band? Can't remember now. He was even with School of Rock, and he was actually in my hometown, Uppsala.
really.
Yeah, that was so surreal.
I
I went down
imagine.
like an outdoor venue here in was it last summer? And he came there with all his kids, and they had so much fun, and they were playing. And he was singing great,
Hmm.
and the audience really enjoyed it because you can feel the energy from these kids.
Yeah,
And they learn to play whatever roundabout or long distance or owner of a lonely heart, and they're
yeah.
really enjoying it, and he's enjoying being there, singing with them. So we'll see, but I mean, so he's been busy, and now with the band gigs, of course, and doing that. So we'll see, but
Hmm.
I'm working on it, and we'll see if it comes, it comes. If it happens, it happens.
Now, do we find most of your music on Inside Out? Is that where we can find
Yeah,
all the
true,
Flower
true.
Kings music, everything else you've done? How
The
about some of the early records? Is that
Oh yeah,
on?
the Flower Kings, Transatlantic, the Tangent that I was a part of,
Right.
even Car Mechanic, of course, Kaipa that I also was part of, and so yeah, I have a lot of records on
I
Inside Out.
know you do.
The Sea Within.
I know. I saw your list. It's like, wow. So
Yeah,
it's been great. Well,
yeah,
Ronnie, this has been, thank you. It's an
yeah,
honor to speak with you. You've done so much great music and more to come. So
yeah.
I want to thank you for taking the time and in Sweden there. And maybe we'll see you in the States sometime, hopefully. If you ever
Oh,
come to the New York, New Jersey area, that's where I
oh,
live.
it was a long time since I've been there, actually. Wow, I
It's
mean, 20.
crowded, and a lot of people. Too many.
Yeah, too many. I don't know. I can handle that, I
Yeah.
think.
In New York is nuts. I was there last week and I live in the
I mean,
suburbs, but it's crowded.
all right, yeah. I mean, I love. We were talking, me and my wife, we were talking about New York just the other day, and I said I love New York.
Yeah.
I know it's crowded, I know it's a bit crazy, but I just love it. I love being on Manhattan and
It's
and
got
just
such energy, right?
walking around there.
Ah, it's got that energy, that vibrant energy to it. It never ceases to go down. It's always, in
No,
your face. It's great.
it is. So
But
so
the
I
crowds get to you, but what are you gonna do?
yeah.
All right, Ronnie. Well, this has been a
Yeah,
pleasure. Thank you for doing this, and good luck
thanks
with the
for
new
having me.
record. And I'll be listening to all your music again, and everybody else out there. Flower
Yeah,
Kings are amazing, plus your other stuff.
thanks.